well, that's peculiar. Let's see what's going on here. For some reason, it doesn't see my USB camera. Oh, that's annoying. So we'll just flip over to the FaceTime camera. Hi. And just before I go live over here, let's test this. Oh yeah, my camera isn't showing up over here either. So let's take a peek at what's going on. USB. Hey, that's functioning. Done. Come back over here. Got to play curly straight a little bit here. For some reason, the USB cam decided to be silly this morning. Okay, here I am. Yeah, it's Monday, November 11th, 2024. To anybody watching from Canada, Happy Remembrance Day. To anybody in the United States, Happy Veterans Day. And yeah, so I'm building .NET apps. My name is Rob. I am wrong way. I'm that developer dad. And I'm building applications with C# and .NET and some Azure resources and all kinds of goodies and stuff like that. So I've been working towards releasing that game tool, the NPC generator thing, as an actual product. I'm on the sort of sprint to the finish line, so to speak. Last week, I migrated the storage away from using a SQL database towards using Azure Table Storage, because Azure Table Storage, to have it running all the time, is significantly less expensive than running an Azure SQL database 24/7. And I don't actually need relational database capabilities in this thing at this point. I can do everything with a more NoSQL object storage type thing, which Azure Table Storage gives me. The second half of last week, I was fixing a potential defect. Well, no, it's not a potential, but a definite defect in the Blazor application, where the decision to show or hide different buttons in the UI was not counting the logged in user's quota status. So I got that fixed in the Blazor application. And the next thing I want to tweak a little bit is the AI that's used to generate the characters. So just before I start sharing my screen, I do need to open up my remote desktop to my development laptop. And I'll do that right now. I'll get it started here. Yes. Continue. I know. It's just on my LAN, Microsoft. Calm down about the security. All right. So there's that. And I just got to wait for that to wake up for a second. And what I want to do is, I'll go ahead and share my screen here. So I can close all of these up right now. So close all tabs. And I need to go into resource access. And the goodies will be in that developerdad.llm access. Let's go to the LLM provider. I'm not using chat completion or anything like that. Execute function async. Provider result.payload. Yeah. The answer, usage data. And I'm actually going to come in here Well, no, let's go ahead and drop a breakpoint right here. And the reason I'm doing all of this stuff is because I want to intercept the prompt that's actually submitted to the LLM, and we're going to use that over in the Azure AI Studio. The Azure AI Studio. So I'm going to grab a notepad right now, and we'll just hide that. Spin up a new NPC. Female half-elf who was a thief, grew up as a sailor. Cool. This looks good. Generate that. And I want to plumb into function result here. And let's see here. Rendered prompt. View. Text visualizer. Hey, good morning, Rev. How are you, buddy? And I'm gonna, oh goodness. Stop that. Copy. Tired? Yeah, I get that. I frequently have terrible, uh, terrible time sleeping at night too. All right, so I'm gonna need to fix this stuff up a good bit. Excuse me. I wonder if there's a way. Well, yes, there is. It's called find and replace. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go Control H, and quote. We're going to replace it with that. Replace all. How's it looking now? That's better. Cool. All right. So there's that. I've got my prompt. Close this, let her rip out through the end. Oh, yeah. Because I was dorking around, it kind of vomited on me, but that's okay. It's only a few tokens. So what I want to try first off, I believe, well, last time I looked anyway, here we are. When I was first standing all of this stuff up, the only model that was available in East US 2 was GPT-4o, and I really wanted to try GPT-4o Mini, but it wasn't ready yet, or it wasn't available in this Azure region. So let's see if 4o Mini, here we go, and let's confirm. GPT-4o Mini will use global standard. I believe that's what I'm using elsewhere. Paper API call with the highest rate limits. Yeah. I don't care about data residency for this. It's not important. And I can do 10K tokens per minute. That's plenty for now. How about just standard? Okay. Lower rate limits. Yeah. Let's just go back to global standard. That's fine. Collapse and deploy. Okay. And I'm going to need this, and I'm going to need that. So we're going to flip screens for a minute. Boop. And I'm going to copy those things out to somewhere. I'm just going to set this up. 4.0 mini. Grab this URI, paste it. I'm going to grab that key. It's a little odd that I need a different API key, but whatever. Content filter is default. Request per minute is 100. 10,000 tokens per minute. It's a little low. I might have to bump that, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, so I can come back here. Main screen turn on. Let's go back to deployments. Okay. And let's try a chat playground. 4.0, I want to use 4.0 mini. And let's see. Oh, haha. Okay. Fine. I'm going to have to flip back and forth this way. So I'm going to grab this, copy, and paste this here. Save. Yeah, that's fine. Add section. Example is. Nope. We're going to nuke that. Past messages included. 1, max response, temperature, top piece, top sequence, frequency penalty. Those are all things that I don't need to worry about. Actually, I am going to come back here. Come here, gimme. Grab this stuff. I'm going to move this output schema up above the seed attributes. So let's copy all this. Oh, no, stop. Undo. Copy. Pop back down here. Highlight all of this. And paste. All right, we'll save. Continue. Add my data. I don't want to add a data source. That's silly. Go away. This isn't really what I want to be playing with here. How about completions? Oh, okay, I need a base model for completions. How about assistance? Go to Mini. We'll create an assistant just for laughs. Create successfully. Assistant name. NPC creator. File search, code interpreter, nope. Functions, no. All right. Let's come back here. Copy. I haven't played with assistants yet. Paste. I said paste. There we go. Turn the JSON response on. I'm going to pop back over here. Oh, jinkies. I need to do this. Copy. I'll put schema. Paste that. And I'm going to come in here. Zap out of there. Okay, so there's my seed attributes that'll go there. And I should probably do something like string input. Now we'll grab this stuff again. Copy. This may or may not do what I want it to. All right, and let's try. We're going to FAFO and see what happens when I hit the go button. Go. Still thinking. This is not quick. This is not quick at all. I wonder if that locked it up at all. Stop. Let's try pasting again, but I'll fix that Unicode escape. Six foot. Go. All right, so that's a little better. That's much more betterer. So that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. That's very interesting. I'm going to have to look into what can be used here. All right. And that used 1576 tokens. We are using GPT-4o Mini. And just for science, I might regret what I'm about to do. Let's try 4o. Okay, good. It kept everything. Good. Let's paste that back in. We'll fix that Unicode. What's it? And engage. Rate limit exceeded. Try again in a whole bunch of seconds. Okay, that's a little weird. So assistance is a no-go. So go back to chat. We'll try 4o Mini. Paste this here. Get rid of the Unicode. Instructions, blah, blah, blah. Output schema. And I need to drop in seed attributes. Copy that. Paste this. Copy and paste. And save. Yeah, fine. Continue. Oh. We'll do an input there. And let's try this. I'll have to save. Duh. Continue. Okay. Thief should navigate the shadows of bustling port city using a sailor's agility to evade capture. Having left her life at sea behind, she now seeks treasure and freedom on land. Growing up as a half-elf in a coastal village. Yeah. Okay. So it looks like 4o Mini is going to do the trick for me. In theory. So, batch, deployment, data zone, global batch, global standard. Let's see here. I shouldn't be using GPT-4 Turbo at all. Okay, good. Okay, this is just stuff. Yeah, whatever. Vector stores, chat, model catalog. Let's just go home. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so without altering the prompt at all, it looks like it's doing some good stuff for me. Now, LLM response, LLM request. What all is in here? Hey, what's up? So semantic definition. Let's go take a look at semantic definition. Name description template. This is all just strings. Okay. And LM config. Build kernel. API key source. OpenAI client. Azure key credential. AOAI client. lmconfig.model ID. Okay, and that goes into the deployment name. Good. So, temperature is 0.07, max tokens is 500. Create from prompt, do all the things. Okay. So it looks like I should be able to just come down to my config. Now let's take a look at OpenAI and look at my deployments. The name of the deployment is GPT-4o Mini. I don't want to copy the link. Let's look here. The deployment name is this. Copy. Okay. All my metrics. Total token count is that. Requests per minute is next to nothing, which is what I want to see. So I've got that, and I need to go off of screen share for just a moment. Bear with me, please. I'll pop this open, come into my environment bars, and we'll replace that like so. All right. Just cause. Okay, good. It is the same. Same thing. Good, good, good. All right. So I'll save that, close this, pop back to screen share mode, get rid of that breakpoint, and let's test it. This may or may not work. That's why we're testing it. I am going to put the breakpoint back. And I'm going to drop a breakpoint here as well, so that I can step over or step through this function. And if it's going to blow, it's going to blow right here. Because I suspect that swapping the model that I'm using for my AI stuff is actually as simple as changing that configuration setting now that I've created the deployment, but I want to make certain. So we've got a male elf. He's a retired cobbler. He used to be a sailor. That sounds boring. Retired scribe. Yeah, okay. Let's generate that AI description. And here comes Blinky Kitty there. Our arguments will convert. Kernel. Plugins, yeah. Prompt render filters, I don't have any except for the defaults. Ordered AI service selector, function invocation filters, logger factory, blah, blah, blah. Not concerned. Step over. And we've got something. So the answer is that. Good. Usage data is 720 in, 151 out. And hit continue. And there we go. All right, now, I did notice some JSON stuff when I was in the Azure OpenAI UI that I am not seeing out here in the actual UI. So for that, I want to take a look and make sure it's being accounted for. A, in the workload provider, and B, in the actual character itself. Because I've got like that current circumstances thing. And yeah, Roslyn is freaking out because something changed somewhere last week and it hasn't picked it up yet. But that's okay. Describe NPC, I believe that takes in the townsperson. I still need to get around to, here we go, op result, resource results, generated character properties. All right, I think this is the one that I'm using. See attributes. Yeah, this is all this stuff. Okay, so we strip the markdown, parse from JSON, and payload result is character attributes. And then we do the token usage, and that needs to be replaced. And then we consume quota, which is complaining right now, but that's fine. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so API payload result equals character attributes. That's what I want to see. And let's look at our two references here. Here's our interface, and here's the NPC service proxy where it's being called from. NPC model. The vocation is current circumstances. Okay. All right, that works. Okay. So we've got a couple little things to switch around here. And the only thing that I can really think of is not in the LLM provider, but in the character workloads. When we are, do I have a config up in here? think I do. No. But we've got this model ID that's being hard-coded, right? And I think we could probably put that in the token usage entry. Let's go to the description here. That's Game Tools User Manager Contracts. Function name, user ID, model ID is there. Good. If we come into the LLM provide, no. Well, let's go to the LLM provider and query result for usage. We'll run down here. Function results. Go to definition. Tokens in, tokens out, try get data usage, model ID. Okay, good. Tokens in, tokens out. I should be decorating the function name as well. But let's come into AI Workload Manager, not the C# project file, but the actual Workload Manager. AI function result, we've got the function definition. Okay, this brings that back. Request.function.name. We add the arguments. Execute function async. Else. Payload.ai response. Payload.consumption equals usage. I want to inspect this stuff here. So let's go ahead and run. Although I suppose I could just take a shortcut and go look in the Azure table. Okay, let's generate this guy. And let's take a look at usage. We've got the completion tokens, GPT-4o mini, good. Quality contract, prompt tokens, great. And then we'll pop out. Here's the payload. Got my user ID, function name. That's right, model ID needs to be replaced with whatever comes back from AI tokens.model name. So let's just go ahead and continue. Save that. And AI tokens.model ID. Save. String.empty. All right. Let's come back up in here. And instead of feedback, Azure, go away. Let's go home. Take a look at my app data storage account, storage browser. And take a look at my tables. business objects. Okay, so there's all those. Some of those are misrecorded, but that's okay. Oh, now that's interesting. All right, those are going to have to go into different tables. Because I don't want those sharing tables and it like splits the whole thing apart and gets weird and goofy. That feels exceptionally bizarre. But whatever, doesn't matter. But that's okay. This is fine. It might actually be okay. Completion model ID. All right. And then back in the code, I should be getting the correct model ID now. So let's run it one more time. And I'll hit the NPCs, generate. Let's randomize it a few more times. Dwarven farmer. Yeah, okay. Let's see what we get here. And I could just get rid of these breakpoints. Bryn Stoneforge. Resilient, self-sufficient, valuing hard work and solitude. They possess a deep connection to the earth. Quiet wisdom shaped by years of introspection. Embraced a life of cultivation. After years of solitude, they find peace in tending to the land which has become their sanctuary. Raised in isolation, spent much of their early life as a hermit, learned to live off the land. Background of solitude led them to a simple yet fulfilling life as a farmer. Let's save. And you see how the save button went away after I saved it? That makes me happy. Now let's hit back to list. There's that. We'll take a look at this. We'll refresh. And there's a GPT-4o mini right there. So cool. Good, good, good. And just purely for giggles, Apple T, Azure pricing calculator. Come in here and not right now. Example scenarios, whatever. Azure OpenAI. Let's view. And we're not doing PTU, we're going to do standard. And we're just going to use language models. GPT-4o regional, nope. I'm going to do GPT-4o mini. Or 1 mini. And we'll say global deployment. Yeah. So take a look at these prices. So per 1,000 tokens is 0.02 of a cent. And for output, it is 0.06 of a cent versus half a cent and 1.5 cents per thousand. So let's go back to GPT-4o Mini Global. Okay. And let's say we've got moderate usage. Let's take a look over here. And I need to scroll. Here's my scroll bar. We'll look at the 4o Mini. Our average prompt tokens is, let's say, 725 in. And our average completion tokens, let's say it averages out at about 110. So 725 times 100 is 725 times 100 would be, oh, jinkies. Give me a new node. Here we go. We've got 725 and then 110. And we multiply that by 100. We'll multiply each of those by 100. Let's assume that whoever's using it is using all of their quota every month. So let's say 72.5 thousand and 11,000 for full quota consumption every month. Each user is costing me 2 cents. Now, if I stay at 4o global, that goes up to 50 cents a month. So, yeah, that's all right. I'll take it. I will take it. And I didn't see any change in quality on the prompt. Now, if I were a dirty, filthy businessman, I would be jumping for joy knowing that I have just cut my AI costs by about 95%. No, 96%, roughly. But since I am a dungeon master, wanting to help other dungeon masters as much as I possibly can, that means I can offer more stuff for the same price. And that's a winner for me. Now, I'm not going to add that more stuff today because it has to be imagined and designed and developed and all of that jazz. But I now know that I have enough headroom that I can add additional features, that I can add more detail to the generated NPCs, both in terms of the information I provide to the model and in terms of what I ask the model to return to me when we're generating these characters. So heck yeah, that works for me. I like it. The one thing I'm a little worried about is that quota, because it feels a little thin. I might have to do a bit more research on that to see if there's a way for me to bump that quota amount up. Because I can see myself getting to a point where we're starting to run into getting 429 too many requests and token limit exceeded and stuff like that. And that's no fun for anybody, especially once this thing starts to get under some load. But I'm satisfied right now with what it's doing. So this afternoon, we are going to pivot to just adding some content to the homepage and maybe some content to this roadmap here. And then it's going to be time for me to play with some DNS and some other things. And then we'll probably pivot back to the admin system after I get this thing loaded over to production, so that I can start thinking about taking some money for this. So it's been a bit of a short session today, but I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. And I think I'm going to call it until this afternoon. So thanks for coming in and saying hi. And happy coding. Take care, everybody.